Uncle Sam. We're going to go see Final Destination Bloodlines.
Different from the first film and the rest of them. It had a lot of pros and cons, so we'll get into that. Yeah, there will be a few spoilers. So, you know, the famous log scene with the, you know, the trucks and the dogs and now killing people, splashing them up everywhere. But there was quite a few references from the first film where
was it like the railway thing or something? Like, you know, was that
Yes, that was on Destination Bloodlines. They had, was it the 1960s car, and it was on the train tracks, and we're like, oh, reference, the number, the first film.
Point. I was more interested in Tony Todd because, rest in peace, great guy, he played Candyman, also a few times. And then he played like the Undertaker or Weathers. But it was so great because it was showing about his backstory, as a child, like in the flashback. When the young woman Iris went to save him when she had this vision about the tower collapsing, and it was just so great. And even like I was checking recently that Tony Todd himself actually improvised and written scripts to say goodbye to fans for real. So it was really good how the producers really did it. I was really so amazed.
He was saying it, you know, it came from him. It wasn't just, you know, acting for a film. It was like, guys, you gotta enjoy life. And when he got his box, he was like, I'm retiring. It was quite emotional because, you know, if you watch Final Destination or franchise, you know he is literally the main character. Question whether this was the last ever Final Destination film. Like, what do you think?
Well, I mean, it actually, I do agree because when I watched Final Destination 5 in 2011, I remember there was an actor who looked exactly like Tom Cruise, and especially when he did it in 3D. It was very surreal because the film, like the current one we have right now, was out 14 years later. Personally, like watching how, you know, when Iris or I think whoever the main character was saying, it's like, you know, we were not meant to exist because when people were, you know, escaping death at the tower, and then death was coming after them, particularly that guy who got, you know, killed by this lawnmower thing and had his foot stabbed in that glass shard.
Oh, the glass and the drink. That was so, and the robotic, rubbish pickup thing. It was like, oh wow, I've heard about these things by the way, but I've never actually seen them in real life.
There was that thing that spat out from the vendor, and went like, wow, that's
yeah, that was, I thought that was a silly day.
I remember that old lady who carried that penny.
Oh, the penny.
Yeah.
The penny travelled through different generations, didn't it?
Well, obviously the two funerals that was going on.
Gosh,
And the
funerals
and then obviously, what was that guy who was, you know, that Tessa Pearson guy, whoever it is? He kept, he was like kind of trying to dodge, like, you know, dick against the rubbish dump or something.
Yeah, it was just like, it's always
stupid. I did actually felt it was a very strong bond, you know, like, especially the Generation family.
Yeah.
Particularly Iris's daughter who came back, and because obviously the main character, you know, she was very distant from the mother. There was an evening thing, especially when that guy was in that trampoline, you know, when he was jumping like that. And then there was something which was underneath. And which they put into it. I didn't actually really like it. I wanted to see in 3D.
Yeah, that would have been really cool, but a bit scary. Mainly because of, for example, the Toronto Tower. Was it the CN Tower?
I do actually think, to be honest with you, they could have you know, stopped this whole prediction stuff, you know, like this whole, you know, vision, because it's very obvious when it's kind of like, you know, it is like predictable. Yeah, okay, it's got like positive views. Maybe change it a little bit because it just gets very
very predictable after 25 years. So
Is it been like 25 years?
yeah, it's 25 years. 2000 was the first one. However, I did think, for example, when the mum died and then who else died like straight after? She have ended a bit differently, where leave something to the imagination, make the audience want a bit more, but it was just like they've died and it was about bloodlines. So you would kind of think, okay, if they stayed alive, they may have got married, had kids, and then it would have continued, but we know they're dead. So
yes, I remember like when the train was diverting off the rail. I really felt like if that was like that in real life, and also like when the train was smashing like all the houses.
oh yeah, that was really.
That was unrealistic. That would never happen in real life. I wasn't expecting a one tiny coin to flip the train and then smash out. And I thought that was a bit silly. That was over the top.
Very good film, although some bits, but no, it's a great film, and I hope you guys get to see it at the cinema. It's great installment, and it's the sixth film, slightly different to the rest, but that's not a bad thing overall.
Well, if you're a big fan of Tony Todd, go see it because this is his final film performance, and go enjoy it while you can. And for me, I'll say, bring it on.
Keep watching, and yes, we will be releasing some reviews. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, and we'll see you guys very soon.